Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of JR's Tools and More, and hope everybody's having a great day. In this video, we are going to be changing a stator onto my Gy6 scooter because unfortunately the stator is bad. Now in order for me to change this stator, first thing I got to do is I got to disconnect the electrical connection that goes to the stator. So here's the stator wire. I'm going to follow it. And I got Velcro straps here, right here. So follow it right here. So I need to disconnect this, that one. Okay, disconnect this one, and disconnect the connector. Okay, what I do is push down, pull it like that. Okay, set the other wires aside. Right, so it's disconnected. I need a Phillips screwdriver to take these two screws out, which is right here. Now there is two 8mm bolts. One, and there's one down here, and it's a 8mm socket. Okay, and that. In order for me to get this plastic fan off, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 8mm bolts. I put my hand on, and looks just like that. Now, in order for me to get this magneto off, there is a 14mm nut right here that's got to come off. All right. Now, if I take this ratchet and put it on like this, all right, turn it the right way. Now watch what happens. See, the magneto turns with the rotation of the ratchet. Okay, now there we go. Okay, now that's not going to help. All right, so I got a skinny, long Phillips screwdriver here. Now there is 1, 2, 3, 4 small holes, and there is one large hole here and one large hole here. Okay, now if I take this Phillips screwdriver, put it through here, okay, I'm hitting coils. Okay, now there's a coil behind here, and a coil, so there's a coil right behind here where it has my fingers going. All right, now if I take this Phillips screwdriver here and I do this, I'm hitting a coil. Okay, so you never want to go straight in like this because you hit the coil and you're going to damage it. Okay, now, because if you're going to service it, like take everything all apart, clean it, or whatever you're going to do, but the stator's still good, okay, by doing this, you're going to damage the stator. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go on an angle, exactly how I got it here. Okay, so right now I'm in like that, so I'm basically hitting the outside, but I'm hitting the inside of the wall of the outside of the stator. Okay, so I do like this, and right here, that thumping noise that I hear and that you hear, okay, it's the back side of the motor, which is behind here, and that's fine. So what you do, you take your 14mm socket, okay, you put it on, hold the screwdriver with one hand, take the ratchet to the yellow one right here, okay, and you basically pop like that, take it out, unscrew the nut the rest of the way with your fingers. I could take the magneto off, but in order to do that, this is a magneto puller. All right, now what this basically does is I could screw this all the way in until I see that. Okay, all this is a threaded. Let me take it apart here so I can show you. Okay, all it is it's threaded. It's like a threaded bolt. It's basically it's a threaded bolt with a thick bolt on it. All right, and this right here, as you can see, it's hollow. Okay, it's got threading here, it's got threading here. Okay, now there's threading inside, right how my finger's going, inside, if there's threading inside of there. Okay, so I need this size. Okay, so what I do is I drop it down, and I basically just start doing this. Okay, now I don't have to go all the way. Okay, see, I don't have to come all the way throughout. Now, in order to do this, now when you put this stator puller on, okay, these threading are very, very fragile, and the threading on here is very fragile. So what you want to do is you want to hold it onto the stator, hold it on the stator like that, turn it, hold, turn it, okay, until that, okay. So it goes clockwise. Keep screwing it clockwise until the puller stops turning, okay. So stop turning. Now I take the threaded bolt here, or threaded nut bolt, whichever you want to call it. Keep turning it in, and then boom, now it's in. Okay. Now I take my 17mm socket, take the 14mm socket off, like this. Okay. Now what I do is I make sure the tab's going the right way. Now what I do, and there it goes. Okay. Now unscrew the puller. Okay, like that, and the magneto comes off. Since I got the magneto off, okay, right on this shaft here, right where my finger's going, there is a key. It's like a little bit of a like an Allen key, or no, like a Chuck key, and it goes right onto the shaft. All right, and what happens is, now, hope you can see that right here. Hope you can see that. Hey, right down in there, right down. Hope you can see that, folks. Right down there, there is a slit that goes from here, and it goes to the other side. So it starts here, and it goes right back to there. Okay, and there's a slit into it. And this key, because I can see the key right here. All right. So let me see if I can stop the camera and show you. All right. Now, right here is right where the key is. See where the tip of my finger? That's where the key is, right there. Okay. So like I was saying, when you take the magneto off, always make sure that key is there. And if the key is not there, look anywhere on the bottom of here. Look in your surroundings areas here. In order for me to get this stator off, okay, there is 1, 2 8mm bolts. Okay, and that requires an 8mm small socket. Okay, now right here is this is the stator, or known as the magneto pickup coil. Okay, so when this stator is on here, and then the magneto goes over it, and as you try to start your scooter up, what happens is that there is a square like a tab right here. Okay, this right here doesn't make contact with it's like a little metal round tab that's right here. So whenever this right here, okay, so when this goes underneath here, okay, this little tab right here sends a signal, goes to the receiver. So in order for me to do this, I just slide it. Okay, slide it off. Now there is a bolt here and a bolt here. So these two bolts are 8mm. So and there. Okay, all I have to do is basically, okay, pull this straight up and out, slide that out of here, and there's the old one. Okay, this is what I was talking about. It's like and what it does is as the magneto turns like this, see, it doesn't make contact like that. It just does it like this. So whenever it passes by, it sends a signal. So it's like a little round metal type thing inside of here. All right. So what I like to do is I like to take an old rag. So all right. So right here, I got my stator. Okay. I just took off my bike. I got a Everstart multimeter here, and right here I got my piece of paper with each test. Okay, just so if anybody copies off me, which I do not care if anybody does, it's okay. That if you do, that you'll get the correct information. All right. So now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to turn the multimeter on. Okay. Like I said, if anybody doesn't ever start, turn it on. The off button's right here. Turn it on. Bring it all the way down here to the audio symbol right here. All right. So the first thing we're going to test is I'm going to put my pencil right here. So right now we're going to test for continuity, which means we're going to test between a circuit, between, like, say, this circuit to this circuit, okay, to find out if we hear a beep, okay. So if hear a beep, all right. So if we hear a beep, it's good. No beep, which means it's not good. All right, so then that means it's a break between this circuit. Okay, so let's see here, continuity. All right, so let's test it. All right, so get my connector here, put it right there, and hear beep, it's good. Okay, test the other one right there, and I don't think it makes a difference on which probe that you put in. It's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, now that's continuity. Now we're going to check for shorts. So shorts, all right, it says no beep is good. Beep, so no beep is good. Okay, beep is bad. Okay, shorts. So what we're going to do, okay, it's still keep it on the same symbol. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to test, same thing. All right, so if we hear a beep, it's good. So shorts, no beep is good. Okay, so beep is bad. So apparently there's a short in one of these wires. Okay, now we're gonna check for resistance. Now resistance is all right. So we get check. I'm sorry, I've got to check these two wires. Okay, my apologies. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put one probe in here. Okay, like right here, trying to hold it as best I can. Put one right there, and the multimeter is not, okay, it's not reading nothing, which that's not good. So which means that there's a short in one of these wires. It's just a matter of which one, it's a matter of which wire is the problem to find. Yep, there's no short. Okay, there's nothing. So apparently there is a short in these two wires. Okay, going to the stator. All right, now we're going to check for resistance to see if all coils are good. Now what we do, now the check for resistance, you want to make sure that there's like an upside down horseshoe. Move the dial. I put on 200K, okay, to see if all coils are good. Okay, I should have a reading of 0.3 ohms to 0.5 ohms. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, hold this in like this, and nothing. Nothing. All it does is be 0.0. Nothing. Okay, so that tells me is that I have a short somewhere in the stator, and there is no resistance, which means is that when I had this on my scooter and I revved it, okay, the voltage would go, the voltage on the voltage, because if I take a voltmeter, again, such as I have here, hook up to the battery by using alligator clips, which I don't have here right now, and I attach it and I rev the scooter up, the voltage would go up on this, which is good, and then that would be good. But for some reason the resistance is bad, as you saw me do the test. The shorts, I have a short in here, and the continuity. So there is continuity. There's a short, and there's no resistance. So this coil is bad. All right, so now we're going to install the new stator. And here's the new stator. Okay, the box. Okay, plastic bag off. And here is a good fitting. Cool. First thing we need to do is, okay, all right, so the hole here, hole here, hole here, hole here, match them up, put it like that. Let me take the one. The pickup coil. Here is this. Okay. So this right here. Okay, goes right like that. Right, and then okay, this right here gets all over it. And here's the pickup coil. So hide the wire right up there. Take the first 8mm bolt first. Alright, so now that I got the two 8mm bolts, okay, holding the stator pickup coil on, alright, take the magneto, okay, and figure if anybody does this, alright, try to look inside of your magneto just to make sure that there's like no heavy debris or nothing else, you know, in the inside where my finger is. If there is, just you can take a rag or your finger, just make sure your finger's clean though. The notch is right here, right where my screwdriver is tapping, right there, and right on here is the Allen key. Or actually, sorry, it's right there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is line it up, put it like that. 14mm nut, put it back on. Okay, make sure it's going in the right direction. Take my my Phillips screwdriver. Okay, hold it in like that just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. See, tighten it up a little bit. I don't have to tighten up too tight in order to not be able to get it off. Right, that's good. Is I'm going to turn the magneto. Okay, now where the pickup coil is right here. Remember I was saying in the beginning when I start taking this off, there is a round, it's like a round dot, but it's like aluminum, and it actually goes right here. All right, and if I do this, I can feel it touching right there. So what I need to do, take my 8mm socket here. Okay, sorry about that, my GoPro cut out. All right, so loosen that up, and what I like to do is push up on it like I'm doing. Say push up with your thumb up that way. Then I go ahead and I tighten it back up like this. Okay, and that now it's not hitting at all. Okay, now but you got to remember is if I start the scooter and there's a little if there is any slight hair of bentness in the shaft that goes inside the motor, that this square flat piece right here that actually connects with this to send a signal is going to actually smack up against the pickup coil. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to actually take these two 8mm bolts out and take a Dremel, I believe, or a drill or something, and drill the holes out a little bit more, and then I can go ahead and put everything back on again, so that way the pickup coil will actually go a little bit further up, so it won't be almost touching this. I have to drill out this hole and this hole. So when I put the stator back on the bike and I turn the magneto doesn't hit this. Channel locks. I'm going to hold it right here. Tighten up just a little bit. Is it S3H1? Okay, if anybody knows what that is, because I don't know. I just try to give the information off of it. Okay, now what I'm going to do, take it. Now it may not go right away, So what I'm gonna try to do is turn this camera so everybody can see it here. So I may have to do it on the edge here, just like this. Okay. Yep. Okay. Wipe off the access wire or anything else. Make sure you don't get no wire jammed in your finger. Just be aware of that. All right. Now I take it off. All right. Now I put it on this. Now the channel lock's on the opposite end. All right, and then like that. Same exact thing. Okay. Wipe off any excess metal debris. Again, just be careful when doing this. And it is a little hot, so be careful. Okay. All right. The holes, okay, are actually bigger now. So now when I go ahead and reinstall everything back on, everything should be better. You all can see that, right? Okay. So I'm turning the magneto, and right now the pickup coil, this pickup coil right there is actually hitting the square notch or the square tab that's on top of this magneto. Okay. Here it's hitting it. Okay. Now they say if you take a card, like a credit card, just like the old BJ's card, you take this, okay, and you put it through. All right, now, okay, as you put it through, see, now it's not going through, okay, and that's not good. All right, I mean it would probably be okay if I left it the way it is right now, but if this shaft, for any reason, starts to get loose or something happens, okay, and this magneto wobbles a little bit as it turns at high speed, it's gonna strike that pickup coil notch, that pickup coil right there, and it's actually gonna tear all this apart. So looks like I'm gonna have to take it all apart again, re-drill those two holes out, the ones I just did, re-drill them out, and then put them all back together again and do the same exact test. Because see, it's not even fitting in. So, and I don't want to leave it like this because, like I mentioned, it could damage it. Re-drilled this hole and this hole out by using SSH9. This using, I believe, S3H1. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold it right here, put that in there like so. Okay. Put that in there. Okay, but I'm not gonna tighten them all the way up until I get everything all set. And once I get everything all set, then that's when I'll go ahead and, you know, tighten up and do what I need to do. Okay, right there. Up. That one's already loose. Now we take the BJ's membership card, and now what I'm gonna do is bring this up. Stick, there we go. Whoop, right like that. Basically, as you see right here, okay, as you see, as my phone is pointing, sorry, credit card, like credit card, you can use any credit card or type of card you want, as long as it's old, because it may ruin it if you do this. Okay, so I got it right like that. It's credit card length. See, it's right in there. Now I take the bolts, tighten them up like that. Next one, and that. Okay, now I can do is take it out. Okay. Okay. Yep. It's still credit card length. Okay, so it's a little more spaced out than it was before. Okay. It's still just a little bit of rough. See, as you see what I'm doing right here with my hands. So it is still doing just a little bit more. But see, I can pull the card out, but you know, a little bit. So what I'm gonna probably might have to do is unloosen this up a little bit more, just a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push. I'm gonna get a flathead screwdriver and put the flathead screwdriver here and push up and then make this pickup coil a little bit further away from the magneto. All right, so I took this little precision flat screwdriver, carefully went in as you see here, and I basically just went right here as close as I can, picked up a little bit, and then tighten this side up and repeat it over here. And now, right, so that that square tab that's sticking out, that meets the magneto, or that meets the pickup coil. Okay, so watch, ready? Put it like that. And that's exactly what you want. It's okay if it goes in a little hard. See, it's still got, see, I can pull it in. I can hold it right here. See, I could pull it in and out, okay, but without a lot of oomph. So now we have to hook the connectors back up. Okay, connectors just like this. And then just like this. That's that. All right. So now we have let's see here. We have black with red. This one gets put right in here like so. And this one gets put right. Okay. White. All right, so we got white with blue and yellow with blue. Okay, so that goes in like this, like so, and just like that. Safely bunch the wires up without bending any of these wires, and then we can go ahead and put all the rest of the stuff back on. Wanted to mention one thing. If anybody has a Chinese Gy6 50cc scooter, and you test your stator, and if your stator's bad, and you replace it, and you go through the same thing I'm going through, hopefully this helps. Okay, but 99% of the time when people buy stators for their Chinese scooter or whatever type of scooter you have, and you have to go through the same problem as I just went through, because the holes in the pickup coil where the bolts go to are not the holes where the holes are not wide enough. They're in a base, they're not big enough. So when you put your bolts back through and you tighten it and you turn your magneto like I'm doing here, and if this part right here that I'm rubbing my finger on smashes up against underneath here like boom 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 like that, then that means you're gonna have to take the two bolts off. Find a drill bit, like I mentioned. Okay, this is the first one I used. This is the second one I used, and make the holes bigger. So that way when you put the pickup coil back on with the two bolts and you do it again, okay, but it's got to be credit card width to be safe. And if it so happens that what you do, works, you put it back on, and then you do the credit card test, and if you turn the magneto, and you turn the magneto like this with the card in here, like this. See, I'm doing it right now. Okay, see, it's not doing anything bad. Okay, that's what you want. So if anybody gets a new stator, you might have to go through the same thing that I just went through right now. If you do, at least hopefully what I just did will help you. I pretty much bunched the wires safely, and I also checked for any exposed wires. We're all good. These two wire connectors, one's for the oil enricher, one's for the brake light housing. Go ahead and start assembling this back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Get on the ground for this. All right, dump them out anyway. Line it up just like that. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up. 1, 2. Put the case back on. So this tab here goes in the middle of where my finger is. This one gets put right there. These two holes with the tabs on them go here and here, like that. Line it up like this. Make sure it's on there, like so. Like the longest one. Do this. A little uneven. There it goes. There's that one. Then there. Put that up safely. Good. Last but not least, these two screws go in here. Now, if anybody does this and you put your cover back on, you put your two screws in, always make sure that when your screwdriver stops turning, you stop turning. Because if you don't, then you end up stripping the plastic out, and then, you know, and then when you don't realize and you ride the scooter and the vibration makes the screw pop out and fly, it'll get someone's tire or even yours. So when it stops like that, you're done. And yep, stop like that, it's done. All right, everybody. Everything so far went well with the stator. Swapped out, new one's in, everything's all hooked up good. So like, comment, share, subscribe. See you on the next video. Peace.